What's up everybody? In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at this. It's Dark Side REY from the Star Wars Black Series and Rise of Skywalker. Check it out. What's up everybody and welcome back to Pop Empire. Happy to have you with us today. And like I said, we're going to get into this here. This is the Dark Side REY from the movie The Rise of Skywalker, coming to us from the Hasbro Black Series. Super excited to get into this. It's a figure that I actually pre-ordered, I don't know, it's been a few months now. Super happy to finally get my hands on it. Had it now for a little over a week. First, let's go ahead and take a look at this box.
And just getting a closer look at the box that our Dark Side REY comes in. As we've mentioned before, and me personally, I really appreciate these new Black Series boxes. I like them a lot more than the old ones. I like how you have the amazing artwork over here on the side. And of course, a lot of them you can put together to create like this really cool mural of images. With that being said, I really like the colors on this box. We can see our figure here in the front. You can also see the accessory, her lightsaber that she comes with. And as we get a closer look at the back, some more cool artwork over here, and then just a little description over there talking about Rey having that vision of going to the dark side. But let's go ahead, take her out of the box, and get a closer look.
And there we have it. There is our Dark Side REY out of the box. And I gotta say, first impressions, this thing's really fantastic. I think initially looking at it in the box, it was like, wow, this is actually a very basic figure. Obviously, it's all just plain black. Yeah, but still a lot of details in there, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. And as you see there, that face sculpt is honestly really spot on. Like, that is very much Daisy Ridley there. That is fantastic. They really did an amazing job with that. I want to point out this hood that she's wearing is like a harder rubber. It is flexible. You can actually move it. It doesn't feel as though you can really take it off her head. I mean, I suppose you could if you really tried, but I don't know. I don't really want to force it and end up breaking it off. But if we get a little closer look here as far as articulation goes, her head does actually move. Easier said than done because of the hood, but you can get it to move. It goes back and forth and it'll tilt down and tilt back and things like that. But again, it's really kind of difficult because of the hood, but there's articulation there, so I think that's a really cool touch. I appreciate the different texture here, the kind of rigid texture. I really like that. Let's see, moving down a little bit, of course, you got that regular shoulder articulation there. You also got the elbow, bends and pops into place quite nicely. Then down to the hand, you got the basic movement kind of up and down like so at the wrist. And of course her hands open nicely there for her lightsaber. She does twist at the waist a little bit there. We do have a little separate piece here with some design here on the side, which is a nice touch. Again, everything with this kind of rigid texture, which is nice. It kind of breaks up the fact that it is just all black. And then moving down, this portion is actually pretty flexible. You can actually flip it up here. Her legs, again, have that same texture. And we got the hip there, basic rotation front and back. We got just a single joint here on the knee, and that's fairly stiff, however, that pops in place pretty well, so that's nice for your posing purposes. And of course, down here on the foot, and that also pops into place quite nicely. Very stiff, however. I have stood this figure up, and it stands up pretty easily, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this portion of her outfit helps her to kind of prop up a little bit, which is really nice. Moving to the back. We've got this awesome soft goods portion. Any figure with some soft goods on it is a plus in my book. That always adds to really tremendous detail on any figure. We have these pleats here on both sides. The material is, I guess, a polyester. Very lightweight, stretchy, however, good quality. Also want to point out on this hand, she has that ring there. Don't really know anything about that ring. However, if any of you happen to know the backstory of this ring, if there is backstory, I'm assuming there is, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. That would be very appreciated. So yeah, this figure's fantastic. It's gonna look awesome with my Rey collection. I actually happen to have a pretty decent Rey collection. And that's just a little bit of it. I have plenty more. Maybe one of these days I'll do a whole Rey video with all my different Rey figures. She is one of my favorite characters. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at that accessory.
So just getting a closer look at that accessory that comes with our Dark Side REY. Of course, it is her lightsaber. And what's really cool is this actually opens up. And of course, it reminds me a lot of Darth Maul's lightsaber. And just getting a closer look at the hilt, it is almost like this gold color. There is some detail in there with some ridges going around. There's some red on there as well. And what's really nice is the contrast in the paint goes really nice with the figure, how she is in all black. So I really appreciate that. One thing I do want to point out is actually the way it opens. And as you can see there in the middle, there is a hinge. But what's also really cool is it actually does come apart, which is actually quite easy. And what's cool about them coming apart is you actually have two lightsabers. So depending on how you want to pose your figure, maybe you want to have a lightsaber in both hands, or you just want to have one big single lightsaber. Either way, I think it's a really cool option.
So yeah, all in all, this figure is really fantastic and actually a decent amount of detail considering she's just wearing all black. There's not a lot of variance, at least in the wardrobe that she has in this figure. However, the ridges on the clothing do make for a decent contrast. And again, like Lewis said, with the lightsaber, those colors really help, I think, with the contrast of this figure. And it's gonna look really great displayed. So I gotta say, anybody that is a Star Wars fan, or maybe like me, a big fan of Rey and collecting all the Rey figures, this is definitely one you're gonna wanna pick up. This figure is really fantastic. So yeah, I also wanted to point out, of course, we had a pretty awesome Fan First Friday a couple Fridays ago, and we're not gonna go over everything that was announced during that Fan First Friday. We're just gonna go over some of the hot points for us anyway, at least the ones that we're really excited about. And I think first starting off with, of course, this is all encompassing the Lucasfilm's first 50 years, and what's really cool are these Black Series figures, and specifically one that I'm really looking forward to is the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. Of course, the colors and everything kind of harken back to that original Obi-Wan figure, so this one I definitely want to pick up, and of course the Greedo as well. That one's really awesome. And then you know, some other Black Series figures like this Qui-Gon Jinn. I think he's going to be a really tremendous addition to any collection.
Yeah, and what's really cool about those Episode 1 figures is they come on those original card backs that we saw when that movie first came out. What's really cool is we'll also be getting a Mace Windu, and I believe we will be getting another Jar Jar. I know he was just released in the Black Series, but we will be getting one for the 50th anniversaries as well. Moving on to some other Black Series figures, there was also a list of Mandalorian figures that will be coming out. One that I'm especially looking forward to is the Zero figure. However, I wish he was coming in the vintage collection, but I did see that we will be getting IG-11 in the vintage collection, so I'm really looking forward to that.
So yeah, those are just a few of the figures that we're really looking forward to. I would love to hear about which ones you might be looking forward to. Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. That'd be awesome. To watch a video that YouTube suggests for you, click that video over there to the left. Watch our last video, it's gonna be that one to the right. We'd also love it if you would subscribe, and to do that, click that link up above our heads. That'd be fantastic. We'll see you on the next video. Peace, everybody.
See ya.